Welcome. Hey, Grant.
What's up?
Hey, bud.
What's up, cousin?
Wake up. How you doing, man?
Doing well.
What you been up to?
What time is it right now?
Dude, it's like
11:30.
more time.
Fuck
more time, dude. It's game time.
Game time. Okay.
All right. So for real though, like, I just wanted to start off real quick with basically telling you guys, with everything that was going on this morning, I completely forgot to brush my teeth. Like, fun facts, like, that's the first thing I'm doing when I get home. Like, I'm brushing my teeth, getting this plaque off, dude. Yeah. But yeah, tell us about yourself, man. You're how long was the drive over here?
It was honestly not that bad. So I had the GPS pulled up like at the time.
Yeah.
So I would come on time while I was in the shower brushing my teeth.
Shoot, making sure those traffic updates are going.
You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure I'll get here on time.
That's good.
30 minutes prior, in the shower, brush my teeth.
Got to. It's all about the multitasking.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do real quick while we're waiting?
What's up?
We have 0 views right now, which is okay with me. But I'm gonna pull up Twitch on my phone so that way we get those viewers, boy.
Okay. Like that.
Yeah.
We can do that. We both do that too.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Keep them views up.
It's all about the big brain plays.
Exactly. I mean, you want to keep them average views. That way we can make affiliate, and that way we can start accepting donations. We can start doing a lot more with this page.
Sure.
But, yeah.
We just got to get up to 50 followers. That's the struggle. But
We're at 20, dude. We're at
I know.
20-something. We're in the 20s. But we started this like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited where it's going, exactly what we're doing. Twitch TV Daydreams. This is what I want to know. Open an app. Here we go.
You guys have definitely hit 50.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure. Like,
Speaking that,
that's why I'm so excited about exactly what we're doing. I want to start getting guest speakers on. We have another guest speaker coming in Thursday. His name's Hamza, and he's
Hamza.
Yeah, his name's Hamza. He's Pakistani, and he's gonna talk about his experiences. He's a pilot too, so he's gonna talk about his diversity and being in the Air Force, or not. He's not in the Air Force, but he's a pilot, and so obviously there's a lot of tension when you have. Oh, what up? Oh, what up?
Strickland just falling?
No, was that Strickland? Oh, hey Strickland, what's up? How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome. I don't know if you've met Grant. I'm pretty sure you have. He's the other tall. He's the tall cousin in my family. I don't have any other. Yeah, the athletic. Oh wow, calling me out. Yeah, actually, you played college basketball, right?
I do.
Okay, you currently do. All right, so where did you start out at?
So I started out at East Carolina, which was a D1 university up in North Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina.
That's where it was, East Carolina.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
they're like party school,
Party
baby.
school,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for the follow. Oh, that's you. I'm bad. Oh no, that's Casey. Oh, what up, Casey?
And we got Strickland, and we got Jordan in here. What's up,
Yeah,
Jordan?
what up, guys? How you guys doing? Thanks for stopping by.
Also, if you pull up the stream on
I
your phone,
pooped
you can see
diarrhea
what
in my
people are
pants
saying.
and mouth.
Yeah, and then you can actually see if people
Yeah,
are
you
trying
can-
to talk to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you guys have questions for Grant, like, this is my cousin. He plays college basketball. He's actually about to go to the EU. Where at in the EU?
So
You pooped diarrhea.
in Stratford.
Stratford?
Stratford.
Where's that?
It's where the 2012 Olympics were held.
Where is it really? Dang, dude.
Yeah.
So what school are you playing for?
So University of East London. So it's funny how I started off my career at East School, East Carolina. Now I'm going to East London. So I don't know what it is about East, but
It's like East
side.
Actually, when
East.
I was a freshman in college, we were on the floor. We were on the 9th floor, and we were on the east side. So we were 9 East, man. That was our symbol, 9 East. I don't know if I can do it anymore. It's like throwing up gang signs on camera.
Also, our friend Casey almost played soccer there, too.
At
really?
East Carolina?
That's what she just said. Yeah.
Really?
Wow, interesting. Look at that.
Shout out North Carolina.
And then we had somebody who had
Will
pooped
Gardner.
their pants.
Nice.
And
Is
mouth.
that Will
Diarrhea,
Will
that's what
Gardner
they're
pooped his pants?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Oh,
true
would be
or
a
not,
good
but, you know.
quarterback. Oh, I
Hope
didn't even finish reading that.
That's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's someone in here who knows about
Right?
or was gonna go to East Carolina. Okay.
Well,
I think,
man.
actually, I think she goes there right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
do you go there right now, Casey?
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure that's where her and her love life met,
Oh, really?
Jimmy.
Jimmy? Was that his name, Casey?
Yeah.
Oops.
Tate Lord.
Tate Lord. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty good name though.
It's pretty funny.
It's a really
Shout
good
out
name.
10 viewers right now.
Yeah, shout out.
10
Thank
viewers?
you, 10
10
viewers.
Look at that.
I'm telling you,
viewers,
dude,
dude.
it's the guest speakers that are coming on.
Dude,
Like, they're
people-
not here for us.
Yeah,
they're
they
here
just
for this
wanna- they wanna
gorgeous
see
man.
this
Like,
They just see the
We going up.
tats. They just see
Yeah,
the tats
show them your new tat, dude.
without
So-
showing your
so, like-
nipples.
Yeah, just turn around. You don't have to. As long as no nipples are showing, we're
No
good.
nipples, man. No nipples.
Yeah, no nipples. So this guy just got a brand new tat, St. Michael, on his back. Said it hurt like hell
Man.
on his spine, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a question for you, dude. How tall are you?
That's the question?
Yeah. How tall are you?
6'7".
6'7". Strickland, how tall are you? You might be beat
You
here.
could probably dunk on Strickland.
Yeah, just once or twice. You might beat him in a 1v1.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's us.
Yeah.
That's us.
Okay.
Welcome to the stream, dude.
She was looking at ECU for soccer. Oh,
Yeah.
so she doesn't actually go there. She
We
goes
have-
to CNU,
Yeah,
which is like Central North Carolina University.
Okay.
something like that.
What does CNU stand for? Central or Coastal North? No. Yeah, Rip the Tank.
6'3". Oh man. Wow, he's tall.
That's
That's what I'm saying. This dude's my cousin. I told you, he got all the good genes in our family. Like, he got the athletic genes. He got the good looking genes. Like, I'm telling you.
Saying this like he's not a good looking guy.
Yeah, I know.
Hey
He's
man,
not married.
I look, listen.
Like, to get married, you have to be somewhere decent looking.
That's-
like.
Fair facts. Okay,
To
fair,
have someone.
fair facts. Fair. I'll give you that. Oh, she goes to Christopher Newport University.
Okay.
I have never heard of that. And can't play any. Did you get injured, Casey? But yeah, shoot. Talking about like faith and going back to like East. Like, dude, all right, so I want to share a story that literally happened yesterday.
Okay.
And hey, thank you for the follow, Jason. Appreciate it, bud.
Look at that.
Yeah, getting all these follows, boy. But so we were at Lifetime yesterday, and it's the gym that we work out. And I was feeling a little sick, so for the first time in forever, I was like, you know what, Nikki, why don't we go chill in the hot tub today? Because I want to try and kill what's ever in my system, and you know, I just want to see if we can kind of get over this sickness. So she's like, all right, yeah, sure, no problem. Can we go a little bit earlier? I said, yeah, sure, no problem. The guy I'm working out with, he already worked out today, so you know what? If we want to go at a different time today, we possibly can. So we end up showing up. We do our little workout. I wasn't feeling very well, so I got a good leg workout in, but not crazy. Then we switched into our swimsuits. We went downstairs, sat in the hot tub. Sat in there for about 10 minutes. We get out, and we go to change to leave. We hear on the intercom, there's a code in the pool area. We're like, what the hell is that? Yeah, we literally just walked out, and we're like, what just happened? Like, we walked out. And they go, there's a code in the pool area. So we turn around, we go back in, and this guy's literally unconscious. Like, this guy's passed out, and they're trying to clear the pool deck, and my wife's like, should I go help? I'm like, hell yeah, go help. Like, you're a nurse. So
It's your livelihood.
yeah, she walks over there, and this woman goes into full nurse mode. Like, she is hands down one of the coolest people I've ever met. That's why she's my wife. So, babe, if you're watching, I love you. There's some brownie points.
Shout out Nikki.
Yeah, shout out
Shout out
Nikki.
Nikki.
But no, for real. Like, she was over there. She was immediately doing CPR, and I felt helpless. That was probably the most helpless situation I could have been in because, you know, you're just staring at this guy who's unconscious.
Yeah.
And they're doing all they can to keep this guy sustained until paramedics show up. But, you know, I think about it, and I'm like, dude, so if I wasn't sick and if I wasn't, you know, if my trainer didn't go at a different time, we wouldn't have shown up at this time. And we wouldn't have been here at this exact moment for us to be here. And I'm just like, dude, that's freaking crazy. Like, thinking about it and kind of connecting all those ideas. I know hindsight's kind of 20/20 sometimes, but dang, dude. Like, we were there at the right moment, and Nikki was there just pumping, making sure she was doing CPR. She was trading off with 3 other nurses, trying to help this dude survive. And this dude's a big dude, so I'm watching my tiny Asian wife, like, pump this dude's chest, like, trying to break his ribs, trying to do CPR, and it was crazy.
Nah, Nikki really does have like a knack of being there right when you like need her though.
I know, right?
When we had that
She's also a nerd. I love her though. She is, dude. Isn't she the biggest nerd? Nikki, if you're in the chat, I love you. Just know that.
But you too smart. No, but that's like when we were at camp. And like literally, we had this situation with the guy who punched a hole through the like glass window.
Yeah, the window.
She
and
was
broke his
like,
hand.
Oh, he cut up
Shattered,
his hand.
yeah.
But like straight up, like all the nurses, like I was like, help! And, like
Yo, that camera was hilarious.
Bro, yeah, he was like he literally had like lash shards like, all up in his like hand and wrist and stuff, and he's like bleeding, and like at the same time he was trying to hit me and Jamie. He's like, yeah, and he was like screaming and trying to hit me and Jamie, and we're like, no, we're like trying to like help him, but like at the same time like blood just getting like everywhere. And, like,
oh my gosh.
He was trying to hit us, and then Nikki like runs up and she's like, do you want me to help you? And he was like, please. And then she was like, well, then you need to calm down.
He literally thought he was about to die. That camper, just because he cut his hands, because he's so afraid to death and he doesn't have the right concept of it.
Right.
He was really just sitting there like, I'm gonna die, do something. And Nikki, man, she made sure that dude sat down and did
she
exactly.
threw on the mom voice and he sat his ass down.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, she is, Casey. Yes, she is. Shout out to Nikki. Shout out.
See what he said.
So I have a question for you. So as a basketball player, what do you think is like the biggest struggle of like being good at basketball? Like what is like the hardest thing that you have to work towards?
I say being
Tall.
No, being consistent.
Consistent?
Being consistent.
Like consistent in practices or
and
just
practicing, yeah, because like if you're not always running, you get out of shape. If you're out of shape,
you play like shit.
You don't play good. If
Yeah.
you don't put up your shots won't go in.
Do you have any crazy play stories? like a game that you just thought you guys were gonna lose, and then all of a sudden you guys came back and just whooped ass.
Okay, that's a good question. So my junior year, we played against a team called Osborne.
Yeah.
In Osborne High School, and so we were down halftime, and we were playing at their place, a very hostile environment. Not to sound like prejudice.
Strickland,
all
define
black
that.
People, all black people, and very hostile. And we were down at halftime, and my team was kind of like scared, for instance. So like they were feeling like pressured and in the heat of the moment. And like I was playing okay. Like we were the reason why we weren't down so much. Like we were down, but we weren't down a lot.
Right.
And I was just like I was getting
you get amped.
Yeah, I was getting amped, like, cause I really wanted this. I really wanted to just like
to win.
Yeah, but like put the confidence in them, cause I was confident, but my team wasn't so much confident. And I remember my coach, like he got on me because I got on them. He was like, let me talk to him, blah blah blah. Like let me be the coach, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And like I remember just like feeling so like.
But you got that leadership vibe in you. Yeah. You're like, I can't sit back, bro.
I can't sit back, but like my coach was trying to hold me back. So come out second half. I don't think I missed a shot.
Dang, dude.
I missed a shot. And so, long story short, we won the game by 1 point.
Oh god,
like buzzer beater kind of thing.
And double overtime.
Wow.
Double overtime, and I had 50 points and 35.
Did you really? Dang.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is
a state record for Georgia.
Wow.
Like most rebounds in the game, I believe, and like just like the best single
yeah,
game.
dude.
I'm telling you, my cousin Grant's good. I used to try and play this kid in basketball when he'd come.
He got all the basketball genes.
Like
yeah, no, for real.
Derek Favors, I think he had
like daily routines and all the shit that they have to do. All right, actually, a question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Just your unbiased opinion. Do you think student athletes should get paid for what they do?
Of course. I'm actually waiting on a settlement check right now.
Yeah. All right, how come?
Freshman year.
How come?
Because all the money that, at least for D1 athletes, you get a lot for tuition. Like, majority of scholarships for D1 athletes are fully covered, fully sponsored.
Right.
Through the scholarship. And a lot of that money is extra money. Like, tuition's only so much. Rent's only so much.
Right.
So, at least from my freshman year at East Carolina, I had $4,000 extra that they held, that they just put towards the program.
Right.
Instead of like that money.
So do you think?
To us.
All right. So not necessarily like a paid position, like if you're like a salary for being a college basketball player, but
Yeah.
you just want that extra,
Man,
that cash that was in your name already.
Yeah, and for bigger schools like, for instance, like Kentucky or like North Carolina, like
Right.
they're bringing in so many people. So many people, like in some states like Kentucky or just those states like Indiana, like
Right.
states that like have literally nothing but a sport that people are drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and these athletes, they're coming to watch these athletes, football,
Right.
basketball, whatever the sport. So it's like these athletes are the ones that are causing the revenue
all that revenue to come in.
Yeah, so like granted, everything's paid for the athlete, but
Right.
still, I believe
So-
some compensation.
So, I'm just trying to be like an unbiased opinion here, so I just want to ask questions. So with tuition, like if you're talking about an out-of-state tuition, so I know out-of-state tuition for UGA is like $40,000.
It's a lot.
Exactly. So if a college basketball player or a college football player came into UGA, their tuition's paid for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically $40,000 right there and a free education.
Right.
Do you think that is any sort of compensation for college basketball?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, because I mean, that's not cheap. Majority of students,
Right.
don't have scholarships.
No, for real.
So,
Like
yeah.
I'm going through my master's program right now, and so my master's program is by the time I get done, I will be probably around $75,000 in debt,
Right.
like with my
That's
undergrad.
That's the majority of the nation that
Right, which is crazy.
go to college.
It's actually really crazy. We were
Yeah.
talking about today in like education
Yeah.
about like how they're trying to figure out how to fix student loans in
Student
general
loans.
because it's like it's actually the second biggest debt in America is student loans
Yeah.
underneath mortgages for
The
houses.
majority of them
Right.
don't get paid off.
Well, you can't. So
Like,
everything
years,
else you
years,
can file
years.
bankruptcy for except student loans.
Student loans follow you until you die.
Yeah, which is crazy. And so I mean, I'm not one for free education like a lot of people think. We should have free education, but I do think that college tuition has increased over the past 50 years for no reason, because obviously college education hasn't gotten any better in quality.
Yeah, America, if anything, has gone down in
Yeah,
education.
so like our quality of education hasn't gone up, so it really doesn't equate to an increase in tuition. But I really think that we should have like an affordable education. Grant, did you read the post that Strickland piece?
I just did, yeah.
What do you think about his, like
So-
daily routines and all the shit that they have to do, or the ways they benefit?
Some athletes love their situation, some hate it, and that's funny he says that because when I was at East Carolina, I didn't, I loved it, but I also hated it.
Yeah.
As far as like my own personal
Experience with it.
experiences, yeah. Like it wasn't about. At the end of the day, it's not about money. It's about your happiness.
Mhm.
Like if I would have stayed at East Carolina, we would have been paid. I got paid my sophomore year, but we would have been paid more because we were signing over to Adidas.
Yeah.
So Adidas was going to pay more, but I wasn't happy. Like I was in a state of mind when I was at East Carolina where I was like depressed. Like I didn't want to be seen. Like I was,
What
like,
got you to that point?
So a bad relationship.
Yeah.
A bad relationship with a female, and just like my first impression in general, because I'll go ahead and share this. I got arrested right before I went to East Carolina, like about 2-3 weeks before, and like it kind of like stayed in my head, like,
Right.
And going into East Carolina, I had a bad first impression, and so like I wasn't prepared, like I wasn't getting myself ready. So when I first got there, like my first impression was not the greatest.
Right.
So it stuck with me, my whole journey. Now, granted, I was getting better and better, but like it's still like that first impression was like, oh, like
You still have to fix it with every single person, and you still
yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
prove
that's,
something.
that's a lot mentally.
No, yeah, for
So,
sure.
So you came from ECU and then you went down to Florida.
Yep, went to Tampa. I wanted
Was
to find,
Florida any better?
I wanted to find sunshine, thinking that
Yeah.
the grass is going to be greener on the other side. Now, basketball wise, it was much better,
Right.
but mentally, I still was like in this place where like I had a lot of pride. I had a lot of things that I was like still holding on to
Right.
that messed me up. Like got in trouble with weed. Like like I put myself in a position during Thanksgiving break, thinking that like, oh, like I'll get away with this, or
Like it's not gonna happen to me, kind of
it's
thing.
not gonna happen to me, right?
Like I'm smart about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nah. Yeah.
Nope. God
Yeah.
literally intervened and said, you're not in control,
Yeah.
and humbled me. So after Tampa, my second school I went to, found myself having taken a semester off of school, and
which that never helps.
Yeah.
From my personal experience, taking time off from school, it literally just made my life 50 times harder.
Yeah, because you have time to think about everything.
Yeah.
And when you have time to think about things, depression sneaks up. And we talked about this last week.
Right.
Is like the best cure.
We can get good now.
The best cure for depression was like is distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like distract yourself, productivity. It's like if you really want to fight depression and you really want to figure out how to cure that, like distract yourself. Like confront it. Like don't avoid it, but distract yourself with productivity and doing things that you're really interested into.
Right.
Like this podcast, for example. Like we've really put a lot of time and effort into trying to make this entertaining for you guys. So please, you went to University of Tampa?
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Inflation. That's a great.
Yes.
Word.
Also through knowing your social boundaries. What do you mean by that, Casey? What do you mean by knowing your social boundaries? Jordan, you still there?
Well, we can get good now talking about distractions.
Because, I mean, like, honestly, though, I feel like that's where, like, a lot of people fuck up, though, is, like, and I was talking to, like, one of my friends recently about taking, like, a break off, because she was like, oh, my God, like, my classes, they're so hard, like, I might just take a break and work, and I was like, that is not going to fix it, because when you know, in a year from now, when you're like, okay, maybe I do want to go back to school, because I don't like working at, Publix, just throwing shit in a bag all day, every day.
Right.
And then, like, when you go back, now on top of that, you have to go through going broke again, because you're not being able to work as much. And then you start realizing how just, like, everything's piling up. And then you have to go right back to that hard course. Instead, now you had a year of, doing a really simple task versus your brain actively learning and participating. And, like, that's something where I've really been struggling with, coming back to GGCs, because I spent, like, the last 2 years pretty much managing a vape shop and, just wasting my life away. And then now that I'm back in school, I'm like, holy shit, that's a whole another year after high school that I've, just been dicking around, and now I have to relearn all that same information, plus the new information that, is being thrown my way and that I'm being graded on, and it just, adds up so fast.
Depression's kind of sneaky, because it's like you don't want to do anything while on depression, but it's kind of cyclic. So if you don't do anything, you don't get better. But if you don't get better, you don't do anything, and you keep going down, and then it ends up that you literally just want to stay in bed and not do anything at all.
That's what I'm literally doing. I mean, that's what I was doing. Like, I was addicted to my bed. I was addicted to taking naps. Like,
there are some cases, Casey, and I see what you're saying. That you were dating you have to have the right vibes with the people that you interact with, and what she's saying that social interactions can definitely play a huge cause and effect based off of your depressive symptoms.
Right.
So she said she was dating an introvert while she is an extrovert, so they just socially didn't match, which kind of leveled. And I would say, thinking just plain, not supernaturally, I guess, metaphysically, that you guys kind of brought each other's vibe to like a medium where like he was an introvert, so he brought yours down, but you brought his up. So, I mean, that could have been a thing too. So that's more of a metaphysical explanation, which I really don't have a great explanation, so I'm just coming up with something out of my ass.
Science.
But,
chemicals and mix and match and all the above.
Where you couldn't get out of bed.
Right, because and that's another thing about depression too, is like I feel like my depression gets extremely worse when my schedule gets affected.
Yeah.
Whenever when I know I have all right, I have school on Mondays and on Tuesdays and on, Wednesdays and Thursdays, but then if a class gets canceled and then I'm like, oh, well, now I have nothing to do all day on top of, I've done all my homework, so then that gives me like a whole day where I can either be productive, which now I'm starting to do like laundry, I'm actually like cleaning up my room, like trying to, stay, productive, doing something, go out to hang out with a friend, do something. But like, that's one thing with depression though that I've noticed for me, like whenever my schedule like gets drastically changed or, which I said, like class getting canceled, but that's not really like drastic.
Well, like the weird thing about humans is we usually choose the easiest task or the easiest way out.
Mm-hmm.
So, if a task requires energy or effort, we're usually not going to do it unless we're motivated in a certain way to do it. And
that's good.
What happens is with depressive episodes, you tend to get less motivation, and it tends to make you do less inevitably.
Mm-hmm.
So
energy.
Yeah, like your energy levels are strongly affected and affect your levels of depression.
Right.
No, it's just hard to make a relationship work when your social needs aren't being met. But now I also tend to be more introverted than I ever was. Yeah? I mean, that's kind of what happens. I know that if Nikki left, or if I left Nikki, a part of us would still be with him, just because, we've spent so much time together. So, I mean, there's that. But, yeah, obviously you've been to ECU. It's one of the biggest party schools. What's one of the craziest party stories you have? Man. Do you have any Project X party stories?
Nah, not any. Halloween. My freshman year was.
Halloween freshman year
was a movie. You can literally Google ECU Halloween 2014 2014, and just see the
shit show.
The craziness. Yeah. It's kind of hard to explain.
Is it just a giant tailgate?
Yeah, it was like
Halloween
a giant.
party?
It was like a whole block, the whole neighborhood, literally streets flooded.
That's crazy.
People pushing over buses.
Yeah.
People climbing the light poles.
Yeah. Just being hectic. Yeah.
Just freaking going insane.
Going crazy, like a Mardi Gras, but just
for
Halloween.
For Halloween.
So everyone's wearing masks.
And not so calm. At Mardi Gras, people are somewhat
just drunk and
drunk, but it was like a madhouse.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Just people their own fucking.
Wait, what year was your freshman year?
2014.
2014. Okay, so he's a little older than Casey, right?
So here's a question for you. So
he looked up ECU Halloween in 2014 was the one that came up.
Yeah, for real.
What would be your biggest what is the biggest downfall to being an athlete in college? What is the hardest thing that's just gonna always drag you away from succeeding in terms of being athletic? Is it the social interactions? Is it actually doing your homework and grades and studying? What would you say is the
biggest? Have a pretty good discipline schedule for doing homework, right? You have to stay, your grades are good to play.
So, one more time, what do you asking? The downfall?
What's the number one thing that's gonna keep you from being successful as
I'm doing
student
physics
athlete?
and chemistry right now.
Being successful?
Yeah, it's relationships, schoolwork.
That's crazy.
Just sleeping, not having enough time to sleep because you're I practice till 9 or whatever, and then homework until 2. What's the hardest part of trying to be
staying motivated?
Staying motivated.
Yeah, having those relationships, within family members that keep you going, because it's hard to keep yourself motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Keep yourself pushing when you don't have a reason.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah.
So for me, my mom for sure, she, would always checking on me in times when I was going through it, and keep me pushing, keep me focused, make sure you're on top of your homework, make sure you're going to your classes,
doing your shit. Yeah,
make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, was taking care of responsibilities. So yeah, just having that motivation. Because we all have motivation within our own personal journeys, but having others also support that is huge.
Actually, one thing I was studying the other day, and it's talking about the locus of control. And so what the locus of control is, it's basically your own desire to do and accomplish things. And there's an external locus of control and an internal locus of control. And what happened was there was a study with a group of kids. And so stop me if this gets boring, so just tell me to move on or something like that. But basically, there was a study with internal...
So interesting. Okay. So inner locus versus external. So interesting.
Hey, yo, what up, Akis?
What's good, Kat?
Hey, thanks for joining. Kat is Akis? Oh, sweet. Thanks, Kat, for stopping by. But there was a study done with external load control and internal load control. And basically what they did was they took a group of kids and they gave them a difficult task and told them, here, solve this problem. No matter what the kids got on the task, they told them that they did a good job. Well, half of the kids that they told they did a good job were told that it was due to external factors, like because they were smart or because they were gifted. The other half, they were told that they did really good because they worked hard. Well, a little time passed. Yeah, so an internal locus of control with a work hard.
Right.
So after a little while, they gave them another task, really difficult puzzle. They found out that the kids that were told that they were smart and gifted were less likely to accomplish the task because they felt as though it was out of their control. Because being smart, you're kind of born with being smart. There's nothing you can really do about it. You're kind of gifted. But working hard, they ended up accomplishing the task because they believed they could, and they worked hard for it. So I think that just kind of states, how important language is when you're talking to people too, and like how important it is with your own internal motivations. I think they later went on in the study to say that if you're really trying to motivate yourself, really take time to appreciate what you've done.
Like what you've already accomplished.
Yeah, what you have accomplished, and appreciate it and say, hey, look, listen, I got here because I worked hard. I got here because I did this and I worked hard for this, to kind of get your internal motivations up. So that's kind of what I've been doing here. Like I have not been the most motivated person. If you knew me in high school and college, I did not care whatsoever. But I've been trying to get my own motivation levels up and trying to figure out how do you motivate yourself, and how do you really, do the things that you want to do and you say you're going to do. Like there's a couple people that I know that say they want to lose weight or something like that, but then they never lose weight or work out or go to the gym. That's just a prime example. But
that's good.
It's about finding out what
motivates you.
What matters.
What's your reason for it?
Good.
And see, that's and what's so true about that, like with me, like my biggest motivation is like social aspects. Like my parents always knew, like, yeah, you can take away my phone, but I'm not gonna give a shit if I can go up the street and hang out with my friend and play, Xbox all day. Like you're not really punishing me by taking away my phone. So like my parents realized that like the best way for them to motivate me was to like try to take away my like social aspects and like taking away the things that I like to do that, wasn't productive necessarily or responsible, but like they knew that I would do my productive and responsible stuff as long as, I was able to go out and hang out with people or go out and spend the night out at like Drew's house or do something like crazy like that.
So someone just asked the question, do you go to school to learn and expand your knowledge, or do you go to school to get a good job?
Oh, thanks, Gavin. Thank you for the follow.
I believe neither or.
Really? So what's
we
your
go
opinion?
to school because it's a system. We're told that we have to go to school to get a good job. We have to go to school to get knowledge. But a lot of the stuff that, I just finished school.
Right.
And I don't even remember half the things, more than half the things that I was taught. So
honestly, it's for that piece of paper. Like if you're really motivated and interested in a topic, you're gonna go ahead and go learn about that topic.
You'll pursue it and chase it.
Exactly. Like computer science, you really don't need a degree in computer science because it's more of a technical skill.
Right.
Even though it's
things
a
that we can
knowledgeable
learn
skill.
ourselves.
Exactly.
You can teach yourself that.
Yeah.
We can be our own school.
However, I do think it is kind of important when you're talking about academia and you're talking about fields like if you want to go be a teacher, you should probably go get a degree that says you have enough knowledge of the subject and you can teach. Even though I understand that paper doesn't necessarily mean that you know exactly what you're talking about. It just means that you pass the class. Right. And that's completely different.
It honestly just shows, bosses or CEOs or whoever, employees that show that we are capable of accomplishing something or finishing,
completing a task.
That's all.
That you can have years of commitment to a goal.
Exactly. That's all. Honestly, a degree shows.
Yeah, it shows your discipline level.
I think they definitely need to rework some of like the educational, just like how they run the education system.
Have classes that teach how to manage finances, how to handle stress, things that are important.
Those should be basic, like in high school, not even college.
Home ed's like being taken out of the curriculum.
I never even took home ed, to be honest.
I didn't either, but like now it's not an option.
But I feel like I'm more for a job which makes me feel trapped in what I'm studying when all I want to do is expand my knowledge and be more capable. Strickland is right on that. You learn more in the workplace because when you actually graduate and you go into the actual workforce, like that's not the same. Yeah, that's when life really begins. Like college is fun, don't get me wrong, but when you actually get into like the workforce and you start to try and develop a career for yourself and you start to develop a life for yourself, like I know a lot of people that graduate college and now they're depressed and whatnot, or they don't go to college and they're depressed. It's like, yeah, because they don't know what to do after college. And neither do I, but it's all just a game of trying to figure it out. But that's the fun part.
Right.
You get to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. Right. And if you don't want to work a 9-to-5 job, then don't freaking work a 9-to-5, but you better be willing to put in the effort.
Right.
To do something else.
Right.
You can't just say, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 and then, not do anything and expect your bills to be paid.
Right.
Like, you gotta work for that shit.
Find what you're good at.
Yeah.
Like Ninja, get paid.
Yeah, right?
Whatever you do, I get paid.
Yeah, I'm low-key jealous of that, though. Like, I want to play video games for a living. No lie.
It's crazy. He just actually got signed with Adidas.
Really?
He's the first video game, like solely video game player to ever be signed with the sports company.
Wow.
He's
and
crazy.
they're dropping their own, like they're dropping like you'll be able to go into like the Adidas store and buy your Adidas X Nike or Adidas / Ninja hoodie with his logo on it and everything. Like it's crazy. That's like cool. How like industries are like flying forward and times are just changing.
He said home ed is the dumbest class ever invented.
But see, like, that's the problem, though, is because, like, home ed, they don't teach you real-life home ed stuff. They just teach you kind of, like, real basics, like, oh, like, you have to hold a baby like this. But, like, they should really teach, like, oh, when you have a baby, this is how you, start raising that child to be, the best child that it could be. It shouldn't be, like, okay, it's not, like, shit you can look up on YouTube and watch in 10 minutes and get the whole course, you know? And I think that's why they're taking it out of the schooling systems, because it's, like, an irrelevant course, even though it's supposed to be, something that you're going to carry on to your home
Strickland
life.
kills me. There's no way this shit is important.
I don't know. We should you should learn how to take do your taxes. You should learn how to know what's a good mortgage. You should learn how to prepare a lot of basic meals.
Should you know how to write a check?
Actually, I think I honestly know how to write a check.
I know how to write a check, but should you know how to write it? Like, should that be taught
anymore now?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, you never write a check anymore. Like, when's the last time you wrote a check? Like,
I don't think I've ever written a check.
What about writing in cursive?
When was the last time you wrote in cursive for anything?
Besides signing my name.
Learn to sign your name.
Never.
Cool, that's it. Done.
Yeah.
You're done.
I have a professor that started writing in cursive, and, someone, was like, can you write normally? And, she, made it a big deal. It was, my first year of, college. But,
really?
I struggled in that class because she wrote all of her notes, on the board in cursive.
No lie. People like that are kind of pretentious.
I
can't read that. I learned cursive, but then halfway through the curriculum, they dropped that shit. So it's dude, what do you want me to do? It's not like I go out of my way. I always
Jordan
write
writes
cursive.
but she's an artist, so
that's fair.
So when you're an artist, I can see where cursive is a form of art.
That's
in terms of
fair.
words.
Fair. All right. I stand corrected and I take back what I said.
But I feel like if you write in cursive, I feel like you have an advantage over people, because I feel like most English professors aren't going to give a shit. They're just going to be like, oh, they're going to
they wrote in cursive.
They're going to be like,
but
oh, this guy's smart.
But no, for real, who writes anymore when you can type?
I don't think they even teach cursive in schools anymore.
They don't.
But not even to sign your name in cursive. I don't even think they teach that.
I mean, no one ever taught me how to sign my name. You kind of come up with your own signature, yeah. My signature's...
Well, and I went to Duncan Creek right up the road, and I remember them specifically you had the whole alphabet, but then they're like, all right, well today you're gonna start learning how to do your signature, so whenever you're an adult, you can start.
He said, "Yo, don't talk that on YouTube." I learned there for money. Yeah, no, for real, Joe Rogan podcast.
Dude,
Big brain pays.
Cursive is cancer.
Oh man, professors prefer legible shit over anything else.
That's true.
That's fair. What's some of your biggest tips for people in college right now?
Just not to give up.
Not to give up. That's good.
You can take breaks. There's nothing wrong with taking the breaks. Nothing wrong with taking time off, but don't give up. Just don't give up.
Yeah.
Because if you're already taking out loans, What's the point of
A
having
fat toy? Oh, hello. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, my guy. Just spreading the love, opinions / different ways of life and culture. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. I mean, more than welcome to join the chat and figure out some cool conversations to have. Oh, she getting personal right here. She said, "What's your GPA?"
Yeah, I was about to say you don't have to answer that.
Nah, it's
Casey, why you going personal?
It was
She wants your social too.
Actually,
And your number.
Yeah. What's your address? Real quick, what's your phone number?
I'll show my GPA though. It was a 2.9.
I got a 292. Let's go, dude.
I
Let's
would've finished
freaking
with
go.
1.3, but I failed the same class twice. It was a managerial accounting. And I failed it both with an F, so that really hurt my GPA.
Knock on wood, I have not failed a class yet. I've dropped plenty of classes. I've dropped plenty of classes,
True.
and I've gotten on the border of failing. But
Okay,
knock
so
on wood, I've not failed
Another
yet.
thing that kind of is just wrong, that the fact that when you drop a class, you still have to pay for that class. I don't know for you guys, within it's like I know there's a certain deadline where if you drop
have
it
3
won't
weeks,
affect.
2 weeks or something
but then
like that.
afterwards, if you decide to drop out, you still have to pay for it. Even though it doesn't hurt your GPA, you still have to pay for it. And that's wrong.
That's kind of like a return policy, I guess.
So, something
You should get a
But no,
refund.
I mean I understand that, and I don't think you should get a refund because once you're in a certain time frame and you've taken 9 weeks of that class, you could have utilized that spot for another student who would have stayed.
Okay, that makes sense. That does
So
make
I
sense.
understand why they do that.
That does make sense. Okay.
Sorry, continue.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say on that.
No, that makes sense.
Because something I found out recently with my financial aid situation, because my financial aid dropped me, which sucks dick. But basically, you have your normal GPA, but then you have another GPA that colleges look at, which is your attempted hours GPA.
The lowest standard
So since
for
I dropped
athletes.
out of college, twice, my attempted hours GPA is terrible. It's I want to say I think I have a 2, even though my normal GPA is a 2.75 or 2.8 or something like that.
Okay.
But because of my attempted hours or because I dropped out of college, that literally is following me. And
Hey, make sure you
whenever I
guys
wanna
turn
get
on those
transferred to a
notifications,
different,
okay?
school or something like that.
Yeah.
Literally that attempted hour GPA is going to be something that's going to always kick my ass.
Yeah.
And that's something that I wish, if you're gonna drop out, you got to do it within those 3 weeks because otherwise, you're gonna get fucked long term wise.
Right.
So-
especially even with loans. So back to your question, what you were saying was just what's biggest advice? And honestly, I would say just not giving up. Continue to push through no matter what. Now if you take a break or take time off, just continue to push through.
Yeah.
It will show in the end that you struggled, but you still persevered and finished.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's something that kind of changed your perspective from being, the party,
Oh man.
have fun? What made that transition? Because I know you're obviously a lot more mature now,
I
and
remember
you.
you used to watch Snapchats. Man,
I
what?
used to watch his Snapchats, man. They were crazy. This dude, literally, he would post something on Facebook, and in less than 5 minutes, I remember him one time telling me, if it doesn't have at least 50 likes in 5 minutes, I'm deleting it. No, for real. That's where he was. This dude was the man. This dude knows how to advertise, market, social media, everything. Strickland, I did knock on wood. I did.
So you're asking
Yeah, what made that transition? You're obviously a lot more mature now. So why are you? What's different?
After realizing doing the same things over and over and over again,
Yeah.
I was like, what's the substance in it? What am I gaining out of going out partying? Granted, I'm meeting new people every time I go out.
Right.
New connections, but what else? What other type of beneficiary? How am I being benefited?
Hey, thank you,
Oh.
Armora Kitty Slip. I don't know how to say that first part.
So, I don't
Remember,
know.
kids, you can throw your kitty, but you can't show your kitty.
Great advice for Twitch.
Thank you for the advice, man, or girl, or whatever. Kitty, yeah. Thank you, Kitty. Appreciate it.
So realizing that I literally went from being around everyone to being by myself.
Right.
And once I realized how much more I was learning by myself, time spending on my own, solo, that's when I kind of had like a wake up, like wow, like I can be doing so much more on my own free time, not being bothered and not having, other plans or just being out elsewhere, but being on my own, like being in the room.
Right.
Now, even though like I was still kind of like, going through my mental phases of like, isolating, because when you're isolated, you have no other choice but to dive deep in. And
exactly. That's why depression is so susceptible at that time, because it's like you're not distracting yourself. You don't have other people to distract you from it.
Right.
Which is why introverts are more affected the most, because they typically are in their own heads the most.
Right.
But like for myself, like I'm more of an introvert naturally.
Yeah.
I tend to be more introverted, and the way I express my extrovertedness is through video games and podcasts. That's how I can be more extroverted.
Right.
So I just tend to be more introverted naturally. So I know that I'm susceptible to those dark thoughts.
Right.
So I have to make sure I set myself up in advance for when those thoughts kind of come.
That's good.
So, I mean...
strategic battle plan.
Yeah, exactly. That's my battle plan, dude. You sunk my battleship.
So, at what point did you stop going out to avoid stress and stuff?
My third school. So East Carolina and Tampa, I was out partying, going out. And then when I got to Southeastern, it was like my coach telling me that you can't go out anymore. Like, you're going to the basketball, going to the court, going to the gym, going to the classrooms, and
so you hit rock bottom before you woke up.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I went through the fire. Like Southeastern, the school is called the Fire. Yeah. So like I literally went through the fire while I was at my third school, and like I still went out for like New Year's and like.
Stuff that's like
right.
Yeah, like that's part of like, enjoying that you made it through the year.
Right.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Celebrating. You have to celebrate.
Like after the season, like I started going out a little bit, but like those times where I didn't. Those were the best times, honestly.
Yeah.
That's when I was the most happiest.
Plus, you probably have more money to show.
I'm in my undergrad junior year. Right. Everyone is definitely trying to escape their stress more than anything else. Also, having a solid routine is helpful with depression. Drinking and partying has a sociably acceptable time.
It's true.
That's going back to what she said about the solid routine is helpful with depression. That's exactly what I'm trying to explain with providing distractions. In a solid routine, when you break that down, you realize, okay, well, in a routine-oriented plan, at this time I'm going over here to do this subject, and then after that I'm going to do this subject. So you really don't have time for depression.
Right.
You kind of outrun it.
Yeah, you stay busy.
Yeah, you stay busy. I mean, that's my best defense, and that's my best, argument for depression. Yeah. Like, you want to cure don't have time for it.
Get active, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't have time for it.
Wow, that's really good.
If you fill up your schedule, you won't have time for sad.
Yeah, you won't have time for depression. Not if you're constantly going, because I mean, it's a handful.
Yeah.
So
especially when you don't have a passion for anything, like you don't have the urge to get better at anything. You just lay in the bed. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just going through the motions.
Yeah, like. Like what else is there to do?
So what are your goals? What are your goals? Yeah.
I just talked about this with my mom.
When you graduate, from playing basketball over there after your master's program, what are your goals?
That's a goal right there. To
graduate.
Get my master's.
What's your major? Sorry, I don't know if you...
International management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I got my management degree already, so I'm going for international now.
Okay, fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
So graduate, get my master's,
social.
get a pro contract, and travel to countries.
So you want to do like international travel, like see the whole world kind of thing?
Yeah.
Are you bilingual? I'm guessing you are. No.
No.
I'm get
no habla español, bro.
Like what languages do you think you're gonna have to learn?
Proper English.
I feel that. I feel that 100%. My spelling and grammar are terrible, so I feel that.
Yo, highlight that. Someone clip that, please. Someone clip that. What language do you think you gotta learn? Proper English. Someone clip that.
I've always had my own slang and my own lingo. And so, like, you know, I'm still going to have my own slang and lingo, but, like,
yeah. That's something I've been working on. Is, like, I got to stop cussing.
So
like,
hard, though.
I know it's so fucking hard.
So
like,
hard.
I know, like, for real. Like, I've been trying to stop cussing mainly because if I have kids later on in life, it's not as professional. Like, if I want to have kids, I want to be able to have, like, a formal conversation with them and not – I want to set a good example. Mm-hmm. So, and just in general conversation, when your language is – people's perception of you and how they think of you. So how you talk.
Coming from our family too, you know.
Yeah, potty mouth, dude. Like my mama was a potty mouth, dude.
My mama, you know.
Oh yeah.
Stay loose.
Oh goodness, I learned how to cuss through Ian though.
Really?
Yeah, that man's crazy. That man will wake up, call me an asshole. Go to sleep, call me an asshole. Like Ian's got the mouth. Ian's got the mouth on him.
That's funny.
But
I love seeing your mom's like pictures of Ian on Facebook. Like that's like one of my favorite parts of Facebook.
I never hop on Facebook, but every now and then I'll get a tag from my mom. It's like Gina Kellicott has tagged you, and like she used to tag me in everything, and like I'm like, Mom, you gotta stop. Like I don't have any postings on my own Facebook. Like my Facebook is a second Facebook for you, bro.
Yeah.
Nice. My mom be dropping F-bombs on a daily in front of my 12-year-old sis.
So do you think it's socially acceptable to curse in front of your kids?
Yeah. I think it's acceptable. I don't have a problem with it. It's just my perception that how I want to raise my kids is I want them to look at me as like their support system and as like, you know, I want them to have like a dad perception of me. Like that's my dad, that's my father. You know, he's who I want to be when I grow up. And that's if my kids ever said that to me, like I want to be just like you, I'm done. I win in life.
You're done being a parent.
I'm done.
You
I'm done. Like
parent.
Get out, kid. Like you're on your own now.
See, that's one thing that I always like. That's one way that we're very similar because like I feel like if my kids can come to me one day and they can tell me that they're going through depression or they're going through some shit or they're like they come to me crying because you know some like boy broke their heart or you know like whatever because God forbid I'm probably gonna only have girls and I'm gonna hate my life. Calling it now, but no, like but like I feel like if your kids can trust you with that kind of like information or like they're willing to be open with you because like I've never been that way with my parents like and I've just never had that connection with them but I feel like if my kids can have that connection with them then like my job as like a parent to just because like basically your only job as a parent to do a better job parenting than your parents and then like learn from your parents' mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and then pass it on to your you know your kids. So I feel like you know if your kid says anything like that, like I'm gonna cry like a little bitch. And, like,
I will definitely cry, man. that day I'm gonna be like, dude, it's not raining. It's completely raining. I'm not crying. You're crying. Like
walk away, pussy. Like I'm not crying. Like,
I don't know, man. Like I definitely want to have kids, and I've definitely talked about that with Nikki, and we've you know we're 25, so we kind of want to wait a little bit before we have kids. We want to see the world, but you know,
come to London.
I know we want to. Like that's on our bucket list. So we went to France over the summer, and we went to Italy, and we went to Spain. Okay. Spain was awesome. Italy was awesome. France was ass. And I know I said I'll stop cussing, but France was ass. Sure. France just
not a fun time.
No, not at all. I mean, Strickland, you where in Italy? We went to Rome. Strickland, if you're still in the chat, please, you know exactly what I'm talking about, dude.
So was it because of the country or was it just because of situations?
I think it might have been the situation that was going on because there was just a lot happening. Like we were walking 12 miles a day. Who is Nikki's grandma,
that
grandma,
doesn't sound fun to me.
No, had like a diabetic attack, but at the time we didn't know what was going on, so we thought that this woman was literally dying on us. And we called the paramedics, and the paramedics spoke no English, so we had to get a translator. And we were at the hospital until like 3 a.m. one night. The next morning we woke up early in the morning. And it's like, dude, not for me. The whole situation that took place in France, not fun. I didn't have a good experience. It wasn't as good as everybody hyped it up to be. Now, I like Normandy. Normandy was awesome, but Paris, the big city, not for me. No.
I want to go to.
I didn't like
Amsterdam.
Italy, but when I went to Florida,
things on my bucket
I
list.
love the south of France.
I mean,
yeah,
it's not so much for the party, but like I just like the idea of like how like there's just a part of the city that's just completely like, you know, no rules, nothing. Like I just think that would be such a cool experience.
Where?
It's in Amsterdam. There's like there's like a red square market or something. That might not be the name of it, but like it's literally this like one place, and like no cops go in there. Like there's, you know, like it's in Amsterdam, you know, medical shrooms are legal,
like the
medical
purge,
drugs, yeah, like
just show up,
you know, like just shit goes down there. But like, you know, it's like anything you could think of is like pretty much going on down there to a certain extent. Obviously, like cops go in there if there's like gunshots or something like that. But like, you know, like they don't patrol actively.
You know, the Vatican is its own city-state.
It's the smallest country in the world.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
The Pope's the president on top of being a pope.
That's kind of interesting. You know, I was thinking, you know.
People can't be born there either.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I know you can't earn citizenship there.
Right.
I knew that. I knew if you weren't born in like, I guess you can't be born there.
You can't say you're from Vatican City.
Interesting.
I don't know why we're rating Area 51 when we should be rating the Vatican. Like,
because
like high key,
knows what's in the Vatican.
High key.
We all know what's in the Vatican, though.
Yeah, archives that no one's letting anybody see. I'm saying if you want to know if there's aliens,
archives, like,
if you want to know if there's
really.
aliens, you rate the Vatican.
Bro, why would there be? God doesn't believe in aliens.
Dude, God created the universe. What are you talking about?
But,
God
like,
knows.
The church's perspective on aliens is like they.
Dude,
don't
I don't
exist.
trust the Pope. The whole Pope thing.
Dude,
nowhere in the Bible
have you seen the new
is it talks about the Pope.
Have you seen the new trailer for that Pope movie that's coming out? Where it's like, I don't know if it's based off a true story or not, but it like shows these two popes and they like beef apparently like the whole movie, and it's like based off a true story.
I didn't mean to say that.
What did you say?
I said shitty state instead of city state.
It's that potty mouth, Dylan.
Yeah, it won't go away, man. It's kicking my butt.
That's how it be though.
Yeah.
Nah, it's interesting though. Like with what you're saying about like the Pope not being in the Bible. Yeah, he's not anywhere in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's a the process to become a Pope is like so weird too. Like they like lock.
Is it like a cult?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, like honestly, kind of, yeah.
I forget that
they
your
don't sacrifice.
family is
Catholic,
like a Catholic.
I'm Catholic, but no, like, it basically from like what I understand the process, there's like X amount of dudes. They lock themselves in this like room,
right?
And they straight are in this room until they decide.
Unanimously.
Hours, days, like weeks, like it's gone for months, even like until they like find the right vision for whoever will become the next like Pope.
You ever think they just get tired and they're just like, dude, we haven't had a vision, let's just choose somebody?
I mean, like, I'm just trying to figure out how they like come up with the list. I'm trying to figure out like what criteria you have to meet to be a pope. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you have to be like a spiritual figure, I guess, in the church. But like besides that, like what criteria do they look for? Like, because every pope's like pretty much old as bricks. So
yeah,
obviously age isn't on there.
I don't know. What are your opinions on it?
Like a lot of things happen that we don't know about.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, what up, Hamza?
So, like, we'll never know the truth, honestly.
Well, you guys, I gotta go. It was nice catching up stream. Hey, thank you for stopping by. If you guys haven't already, follow Daydreams Podcast. Turn on notifications. Thank you, Bryant. We appreciate you. Thank you.
What would you do
awesome.
if your son or daughter were gay?
You know,
love them the same.
Yeah, I'd love them. I don't really have like an opinion. I mean, if I only had a son or only had a daughter and they were gay, like one, I mean, I'd be like, bruh, but I want great kids. But I'd still love them the same.
And they could still adopt.
Yeah, they could adopt, but it's something about having your own child.
Blood.
Yeah. Like, Nikki wants to adopt kids, and I'm completely comfortable with adopting kids, but I still want to have my own and pass on my own genes. And I don't know if anybody feels a certain way about that, but I'd still love them.
I mean, like, I feel like it's the kind of thing where, like, I want to have my own kids, but at the same time, like, if my wife wasn't able to, like, reproduce, then, like, I would be okay with that. Like, it's just the experience of raising, you know, a child and loving a child.
From your own. There's just something. Careful when telling your kids that, though. What do you mean?
You want grandkids?
That I want grandkids?
No, I think that's what she means by be careful with telling your kids that, though.
Is that what you mean, Casey?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like also it's a different society than it was, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, where, like, if you were gay, you were, like, openly hated on and, like, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen, still to this day in certain areas, but, like, I feel like it's a lot more, like, quote-unquote socially acceptable to, like, the same sex now and with all the rights.
Like I said, if there were multiple children, then I mean, I'm cool. Like, what if I ended up gay? I mean, you're right. I mean,
my older
absolutely
sister is
right.
gay, and my mom told me that she wasn't upset because she expected grandkids.
I don't expect everybody to have grandkids, but I mean, I do want
it also depends on how crazy my kid is. Like, I don't know if I want grandkids.
Yeah, you're right, actually. No.
So, I mean, one thing I'll say that it's interesting. So, it's two controversies. There's love. God is love. God is love.
Yeah.
God is love. And then there was what God created first, Adam. And then, knowing that it wasn't right to keep man alone, created Eve. Not Steve, not Eve and Eva, but like Adam and Eve.
Right.
But at the same time, God is love.
Right.
At the end of the day.
My mom is like one of the most religious people I've ever met.
Right.
And my mom, like, when you imagine religious people, you don't think that when they encounter someone that's homosexual that they're going to be, loving and generous. You think, they're going to condemn them or like to damnation with, all their Bible thumping, Bible belt, rhetoric. Right. But my mom, I kid you not, my mom will love everybody the same. My mom will go up to you no matter what, like, she is the perfect example of someone that's like actually religious,
like a
and
Christian.
and actually Christian. Like, I have, is being gay a choice or are you born that way? I think it's still up to debate. I don't know if the science is out. I really don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
No, that's a sticky.
That's a sticky one, Hamza. Why are you shooting those at us? You shooting us.
Check the DNA.
Yeah.
DNA strand.
There's just so much we don't know about the human body.
Yeah, for real. Like, I don't know enough to say that it's choice or it's biological. Now, I don't have an answer on that. So
I'm gonna choose not to give.
Hey, when you come on, dude, you're more than welcome to talk about it. That's all up to you. I mean, but just know that we have a chat here. So
who is that?
That's Hamza. He's gonna be here Thursday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So says that life is more difficult as homosexual than as a cisgender hetero male. I mean, that's fair.
Pope was the first pope. Believe it was in the Bible, but so many books have been taken out of the modern Bible over 40, so at this point it's a completely different book. All right, I'll completely agree with that because honestly, every religion.
Who is Zangar?
No idea. That's a completely new.
Hey man, thanks for your input. I appreciate you dropping by.
So I believe that's actually correct in terms of like the process of moving up, but it's also like I know between bishop and cardinal, there's like archbishop, which is like
there's a hierarchy.
State. Yeah, no, like there's a lot more steps, but that's a very simplified but fair. And what they said about the Bible and like how they take out books, like it's actually crazy if you.
There's the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know what the Dead Sea Scrolls are?
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely separate set of books that were supposed to be in the Bible, but it was hidden in the Dead Sea, and it talks about the period after or before Adam and Eve, where it was like the war in heaven, and it talked about I forgot his name. Gosh, I have to look it up so we could talk about it later. But it's really interesting. Like it talks about how giants were here, but I know a lot of people think that that's more speculative and imaginative. But I mean, they do have examples of primates that were our ancestors. Scientifically proven that they have ancestors that. We evolved from different kind of human beings, humanoid creatures. So, I mean, I love religion just because it's so interesting to me. I really, I love religion.
There will never be a answer to.
Yeah, it's faith. Yeah.
Faith, but like there'll always be debates. Like,
Right.
The debates will be till the world ends. Like
There's no answer to it.
yeah, there's no. Like,
There's no defined, like, logical. You can prove it.
right.
You
like,
know,
one
it's
religion
just
is-
it's your personal faith.
So
Right.
I kind of want to jump on what Casey was saying. The only way I can say that the only thing I can say is life is more difficult as a homosexual than it is as a cisgender heterosexual. So a choice, a very difficult choice if so. And I don't think anybody's disagreeing with you. I definitely think life is definitely more difficult for homosexuals than as a cisgender heterosexual.
So honestly, I bet in 30, 40 years and stuff, like, I bet that's not going to even be a true statement anymore.
Right.
Like,
Well, the whole way that the world is going, like, I think that...
Oh, that's Mike.
Mike?
Oh, he went to ECU with me.
Oh, really? The Dead Sea Scrolls guy?
No, Zangari 34.
Yeah, Dead Sea Scroll guy.
yeah.
Oh.
Hey, what up, dude? Drop a follow, my guy.
Yeah.
Drop a follow. Hit that notification bar.
So Michael, that's his name. Michael. So
Yeah.
yeah, and like my freshman and sophomore year, you know, we were pretty close.
Mhm.
I was more close with him than a lot of other teammates. I say.
You and
Yeah, Mike.
Mike?
Mike. Yeah.
Dead Sea Scrolls even have books from the enemy of Christ.
I actually want to read this
Hey,
now.
thank you. Thank you for the follow, Mike. Talking about some of the miracles and things that are supposed to happen.
Mike here. Okay.
No, it's crazy, dude. Like, no, for real. Like, the Dead Sea Scrolls are a whole book of scrolls that were supposed to be in the Bible that they were kept separate.
Right.
And so, I mean, I think they're in the Vatican, like in their sacred vault, like whatever you call it. But
I mean,
that's
there's a vault. That's
what
where you
I'm-
hide shit that's important.
but what I'm saying is, like, why are we raiding Area 51 when we should be raiding the Vatican? Like,
because you know why? Because every Christian mother will take up arms and defend the Vatican.
Nah, I think you convince them. Hey,
Romans.
hey, girl, like we can prove the
But see,
existence.
that's like trying to tell people to
Let's
go
go.
against their religion. It's a lot different to go against one's government. Our country was built upon going against your government, you know, like
That's fair.
like,
That's fair.
And also, I feel like there is some but like I feel like that's also like I don't know, because there's like the argument of like freedom of information and like you know
Yeah.
but then there's like still the argument of like personal property and like privacy,
Yeah.
but also if, like for all we know it could be like nothing in there in general.
That's fair.
You know? And like that's
There
the
could be
whole-
nothing
that's
in
the
Area
whole point.
51.
I bet
Even though
there-
the government's like, yo, we'll shoot you if you come.
Dude, like
I'm actually kinda-
I bet you there's gonna be casualties from that raid. I bet not millions of people are gonna try or hundreds of thousands, but I bet you there's gonna be like 100 dumbasses that are gonna totally either like
Nah.
snort crack.
Really, I
or
don't think anybody's
drink.
gonna do it.
No, I bet people. I don't think it'll be anything close to
The scale that
You know,
Facebook.
right,
You know,
like-
Facebook like they apparently
like
like
shut down the page.
shut
or
it
whatever,
down. Yeah, accidentally. It's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
This movement got too big.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't want to be affiliated with it. They didn't want to say Facebook group. You know, they didn't want the headline be Facebook group
Right.
gets massacred crossing.
Right.
So what you guys think? You think the Illuminati's real?
Oh, guess what?
What? he said, guess what? Hey, you better not tell me you part of the Illuminati, bro.
No, but you know what's crazy?
What?
My mom, she had a ring, like a Freemason ring.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from?
Uh-oh.
You know Freemasons in the United Kingdom, right?
Are they really?
They're like headquarters or like they're in the United Kingdom. Where I'm going.
So I popped up so you know there's like a Freemasons group like right down the street from downtown Lawrenceville. There's like a club. It's like literally a cube looking
They're
building.
literally everywhere. But you guys know that the Freemasons control like our governments, like the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we think there's like Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Like, we think Illuminati real.
I think the people that are in control of militaries are a little bit more in control of our world than politicians. To be
You don't
honest.
think money plays a huge role?
I think it
don't
doesn't
think
matter.
the
I don't think it
richest
matters
people,
how many
like the
how much
Rothschild-
money you have. If I have 100 dudes that are gonna pick up AKs and run into that building
I'm
and
saying
take everything that you have, then it doesn't really matter how much.
Yeah, but I
money
could
you
buy
have.
your men.
But that's the thing.
I
It's
could
like-
buy your army.
But,
I
like,
could just
that's
be
the
like,
thing,
all right,
though.
well, you think you're gonna come after me, and I'm gonna buy your army. So actually, they're going after you, bro.
I don't know. I just think I don't think the Illuminati, if it were real, I don't think they play as much as an open role as they probably have in the past.
Yeah.
I think that I think shit is just like too open, and like the internet is just always being updated. There's always, you know, websites that are on tour that
okay,
are,
so fair. And we don't have a lot of time because our thing ends in about 10 minutes, like 13 minutes. But we can kind of save this for next time too. But I want to talk about like the Google Hive Mind and Facebook Hive Minds.
I know nothing about it.
You don't know? All right, so
is that like
you know the algorithm that kind of goes into
hey,
Facebook?
Hey,
No, not Hey Alexa, but that could be part of it. But I'm talking about like Facebook and like how their algorithm is designed to keep you on Facebook, and it's designed to kind of control the population and control, like, push their vote towards one way. Like, if Facebook had a political bias, they could push the vote towards that person. So I mean, like, it's really interesting, which we could kind of do a little bit more about during the next podcast. But
I mean, low-key, like, it's scary, like, how much like our phones listen and all that kind of shit. Because
I know that.
I'll say this real quick, because like, I don't know, like, you go on Facebook a lot?
Sometimes.
Do you ever see the Wish ads?
yeah,
So those Wish ads are different for everyone.
yeah, I know.
What's kind of like crazy about that is that, like, my Wish ads are like video game related.
Yeah.
I get little like plastic empty baggies. and like I get stuff like along the lines of that. Like I'll get, like, you know, like tobacco
juices,
grinders
yeah.
and vape juice and stuff like that. But I have like a friend, and like I'm in like a group chat with like a couple of guys, and like I had a friend who like posted like a funny like Wish thing where it was like a blow up doll or something. And then somebody posted like theirs, and it was like the straight like weirdest sex toys, and we're all like, bro, what? And I was like,
what are you talking about?
I was
bro?
like, you know, that's like based off of your search history, right? And he was like, no, it ain't, man, no, it ain't. And I was like, really? Because like, look, here's what my Wish looks, and we all posted ours, and like ours are all different,
man.
but like his was just like straight, like it was just like.
I know it's listening to you. So like, I'll have a conversation with somebody about, I don't know, shoes or something like that. And the next thing you know, there's like a wish list that pops up for shoes. So like, it's listening. Yeah. But it's stuff along those lines. But I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody that checked out the stream today. Thank you. Grant, Bryant, everybody.
Yes, sir.
This is my cousin. Follow him on social media. Follow him on Snapchat, Instagram, whatever you got. The dude's like model status. He's going to be playing basketball in the EU soon, so
Yes,
keep up with him for sure. If you guys haven't dropped a like or a follow and a notification, please hit that follow notification bar. We're trying to get up to Twitch affiliates so we can get more stuff going with this channel. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for daydreaming with us. Peace out.